the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Hello, welcome back to the Bristol Flyers Podcast. We are back from a Easter break, little mini Easter break, aren't we, Sam?
Did you get any chocolate, Joel?
No, I didn't, but I had a lot of Flyers games to do because it was a busy schedule throughout the Easter break, wasn't it?
So your Easter break, your Easter egg hunt was looking for stats and stuff, was it?
Yeah, pretty much. Making tweets and not as many eggs. I have eaten a few eggs, though, so always got to do. Best thing for Easter, isn't it?
We got two little nephews we were away with, and they made us all a little Easter egg hunt, mate. So I got a few little Cadbury's cream eggs.
Oh, very nice.
We need to ask our guests if they've tried one of them, actually.
Yeah, we will. We will get to that a bit later on. But you actually, as you say, you went away for Easter. How was it?
Yeah, it's good, mate. Little trip, nice family time away. Bit of snow, all good.
Yeah, well, we actually had you dial in for this episode last year, didn't we? When you went skiing. This year, I thought, well, maybe we should take a little podcast break, come back and do a big episode when you return. And this is the big episode when you return.
I think it's fair enough you take a break, Joel, because it was literally 4 games in 9 days or 8 days or whatever it was, which is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, we have so much to catch up on since our last episode. We had a super busy period through the Easter break, as you say, 4 games in 8 days. And the Flyers officially booked their place in the British Basketball League playoffs. Whoop, whoop. You've got the soundboard.
I could have literally done that.
Couldn't use it, could you? There we go. Well, it's been a while since Sam's done an episode here. The Flyers are back in the playoffs. Producer Dan's over there. Producer Dan, how are you, sir?
I'm all right, thank you. Yeah, good to be back after a little break.
Yeah, I was going to say, no podcast for you. How have you spent your Easter?
Well, I did get some eggs. I had 4. I've not eaten them all yet, but I got given 4 Easter eggs. Very lucky boy.
Not only that, Joel, I had to listen to both Joel and Dan spend about 20 minutes talking about staying up till 4 a.m. watching WrestleMania last night.
Oh, my goodness.
I am tired.
Unbelievable. We could do our own podcast about wrestling, couldn't we? A WrestleMania pod, I reckon.
Yeah, and a grand total of no people will listen to it.
Yeah, we'll leave the wrestling conversation out the window today. But Dan, only a few more episodes to go this season now. We've got to start thinking about our season finale.
We really do. We should have a conversation about this. We've had ideas, we've got plans afoot, but we really, we should get something in the bag, I think.
Watch this space. We've got something very exciting up our sleeves. And hopefully, if it all goes to plan, it should be a great way to celebrate the end of the season. Coming up on this week's show, we're wrapping up the Flyers' busy Easter period, which included Coach K's 300th British Basketball League game as Flyers head coach. Go Coach K. We're looking ahead to the playoffs. Plus, we have one of our very own Flyers All-Stars joining us in the studio. So without further ado, it's time for us to introduce this week's guest. And we are very pleased to say that joining us in the studio this week, finally, we've managed to finally get a hold of him. It's none other than Flyers All-Star, Tevin Olison. Tevin, how are we, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here, mate. We've spent so long trying to get hold of you. I think we had an episode penciled in and then Tevin had to cancel because he's a busy man. We tried to track him down and we finally got hold of you with 2 weeks to go in the regular season.
Yeah, you finally got me after a year. Yeah, after a year. It's good to be here, though.
When was the first episode with Tevin?
Christmas last year.
Was it Christmas last year?
You want to know the first episode?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was the one we dialed in.
Yeah.
So when Tevin first signed for us.
The virtual.
Yeah.
The virtual. That was a good one.
He did it over Zoom.
That's like 2 years ago now.
I watched that episode like 3 times. It was
Really?
Good. Yeah, it was a good episode.
Yeah,
it was a good episode.
we asked Tevin if he fancied a cheeky Nando's. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was so funny.
And you've had a couple of them now.
Oh, yeah. More than a couple. A few.
Now he's very much aware of what a Nando's is. And then obviously we had you for the Christmas episode last year where you learned all about Christmas crackers. Mm-hmm. You tried a mince pie for the very first time.
Mm-hmm. It was decent.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about trying to... Have you tried the Cadbury's cream egg as well?
No, I haven't tried it.
You've not had a Cadbury's cream egg?
I haven't tried it.
Oh, so we should have brought a Cadbury's cream egg on the podcast this week, shouldn't we?
We'll get him one. Hey, anyone listening, what they'll do, this will probably happen in the next game. Someone bring Tevo in a couple of, maybe try the caramel ones as well. You can get the mixture.
You know they're going to bring me some.
They're going to bring.
Oh, it's going to be so many.
So we had Keely Johnson on the podcast a few weeks ago, and he said he'd never had a Milky Bar, and then the next game he gets 3 Milky Bars from 3 different fans.
Did he like it?
So yeah, he loved it. I mean, he loves white chocolate, he said, but he'd never had a Milky Bar, which is like the UK's answer to him. There it is on screen. Look, there's there's one of the 3 fans giving Keely a Milky Bar after the game. Apparently, he went into the locker room after the game and just brought in all these Milky Bars. Did you see him with that? I can't remember what game that was.
No, I haven't had a Milky Bar either, though.
I
see them all the time, but I haven't had it.
Well, there you go. If you want to get Tevin a Milky Bar as well, you can more than welcome to do so.
Is it like has a Crips crisp inside
No.
to it? It's just white chocolate.
It's just your standard Jason Williams.
Okay.
White chocolate for the podcast listener.
They probably won't get that one.
Yeah, that's okay. He's one of my favourite players. So, I like that.
As you say, Tevin, you're the final player to do a solo episode with us this season. We've done one with every single player until yourself, and now we finally checked that one off the list. Second season with the Bristol Flyers. How have you enjoyed it so far?
Oh, it's been a blast, to be honest. It's been a lot of ups and downs, and I feel like we've been doing a good job of fighting through that adversity and just sticking together and just continuing to fight through this season.
Yeah, it's been an odd one, hasn't it? Like, I'd say probably in Flyers history, last year was one of our least injured years. Right, we barely had any bad injuries. A couple of concussions, and I think one of us trapped our fingers in a door at some point.
Oh my god! You want to know something?
I don't think the people know this story.
It still is weird right now. Like, it's still like hard on the inside. Like, no, Diddy. Hey yo.
Hey
yo.
But yeah, it still gives me problems sometimes. But it's cool.
At the time, we didn't actually tell anyone what happened because what happened?
It was so goofy. I was at co-op, and oh my god, you guys' parking spots are so freaking small and like tight. So I'm at co-op. All the parking spots are filled besides this one little small space. So whipping in the smallest space. Okay, I get out the car. I gotta slide out. I'm a tall person, long legs, so I gotta slide out like this. And then I put my hand on the door to close it. And I never moved my finger. I don't know why.
So you did it to yourself? I thought one of your teammates had done it to you.
I did it to myself. It's embarrassing.
That is
like I had to miss a key game because of that.
Yeah, I remember that.
But this is what made it worse. Like, I closed my finger in it. I didn't open the door, but it's just second nature.
So did that make it worse?
Yes. It was like the inside of my finger was outside of my finger. It was disgusting. Blood everywhere. It was crazy.
And I remember that because we went 2 from 17 from the 3-point line in that game that you didn't play in against Newcastle.
And that was our first loss of the season.
Was it?
Yeah, we were undefeated, and that was the first loss of the season.
I remember that.
2 from 17 from 3. That is. I don't know why I remember that stat so well. It's crazy.
Oh, because Tevo slammed his finger in a door at co-op.
I wonder who made the 2 threes. Jelani.
I think it was Jelani. Yeah. I think it was Jelani. Yeah.
Or BJ. Yeah.
But Sam's talking about injuries. I mean, like last season, bar that injury, I don't think we really had too many.
No, not too many.
This season, I don't know about yourself and any of your previous teams through college or throughout your career, I've never been on as part of a season where I've seen this many injuries, and all of them are pretty much freak accident injuries. They're not like overusage injuries either.
Yeah, it's like, so it's just so unlucky because we started off the season like with a great run. We were second in the league to start off the season, first couple of weeks. You feel me? So, and then that first injury, I think T-John hurt his hamstring or something like that. And then we started losing a couple of games because we have playmakers, but T-John is very important to us. Like, he's our floor general. Like, he tells everybody where they need to be. He makes sure of that every possession, and he knows what we need to run, and he knows who to get the ball to. You know what I'm saying? So that was a big miss for us. And then of course Roel, and then Kitty with the wrist injury, and then me being out a month, and Les being out a month. So
and then you add in Roel with the ankle as well.
Of course. And then I just think it's crazy because Brad is the biggest guy, but he's been the most healthiest, and I give him props for that because I see the way that he take care of his body every day. Like, he drinks a lot of water, he goes on walks, he takes the weight room very seriously. I'm not saying like we don't do it, but he's a good model for that. So yeah.
I'm right in thinking you're living with Brad. Is he your roommate this year?
Yep.
So are you seeing his sort of what's he like to live with, and sort of what's he doing in his spare time to sort of look after his boy, like you say, from your first-hand experience of living with him?
I mean, Brad is great. Like, no problems at all. He cooks. I mean, like I don't usually eat his food, but he's like, bro, if you need anything, bro, you can always just get in the fridge and get it. But sometimes I taste it and it's like, he can really cook. Yeah, it's a real cook. He might be giving Les a run for his money, maybe.
Is he cooking for you as well?
Nah. No, he's a big guy, so he probably doesn't even know how to cook small portions of food. So he cooks so much like pots and bowls of food, like it's crazy, and he'll just sit in the fridge and he'll just eat that for days. Like, it's I really look up to him. I want to be like that. I wish I can cook. I'm always Uber Eats, you know what I'm saying? For real, like.
Hey, it's only your second year, Tevo. That will come. That will come.
Also, to be able to pay for the amount of Uber Eats he'd need to eat to fill his body up would be crazy, wouldn't it?
For sure, like But yeah, he can cook.
Yeah,
he's a nice cook. But to be honest, like VJ was a good roommate as well. Like I've had some really good roommates in my past. You know, I've been to so many schools, like 3 schools, and I've always had good roommates. So yeah, I'm a lucky man because you know people have some crazy stories about their roommates, like being dirty and stuff. I've never had roommates like that. So.
Yeah.
Wait, you hear really bad stories?
Oh yeah, like I mean.
You hear some horror stories about roommates.
Yeah, boy.
You know, I don't want to expose nobody, but you know, it's just. I know you guys probably had roommates before they were probably like dirty or like don't clean up after themselves, just leave dishes in the sink, and you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I don't really have roommates like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, let's yeah, exactly.
Lucky.
You have been lucky. Let's run it back to the end of last season, I guess. Free agency, you become a free agent again. What was it that made you want to re-sign with Coach Capoulas and the Flyers this year? To be honest, the way that just this organization as a whole took care of me last year, I think that was the biggest thing. It wasn't just a pro contract, like come here and play and just gonna send you home. You know what I'm saying? Like they really cared for me. The fans cared for me. The coaches cared for me, and they really grew my game. They really expanded my mind, thinking the game and stuff like that. And yeah, I think Andreas is a really underrated coach too, as well. He's really good with X's and O's, and that's why I came back. And then I seen, you know, we had big players last year, I think. I think we had some really good players, and, you know, nobody was coming back. I saw that. And then, you know, I tried to get someone to come back, but, yeah, nobody would come back with it. Tried to do the LeBron effect and I'm signing. And
yeah, I tried to persuade some of them a little bit, but yeah, I just think that it was the best situation for me. I talked to my agent and my mom and my brother, and yeah, we just came down to the decision that if I came back here with a bigger role, that you know, bigger opportunities will open up for me, and that's what's happening right now. I think it worked out.
Yeah,
you have had an unreal season, mate.
Yeah.
Some of these games you've had, I mean, Joel's probably going to go through all this in a bit, but my favourite ever one was the 31 points against London Lions.
Yeah.
That was you must have felt good that game.
Oh, yeah,
right?
I felt good, yeah. I mean, you know, just when you just go into a game and then you just start, you're like those first two shots go in, which I don't even think happened against London, but it's just when you just see that, especially for me, when I see shots go in, even free throws, anything, a layup, it's just, it can get scary. Like, I feel like I can start hitting anything. I feel like another player we have like that is Trey Jacobs. Like, man, like if he hit that first shot, like he's really one of those dudes. I think he's more of a microwave than I am. Like he hits that first shot, it is over. Like he's not gonna miss. Like he will shoot anywhere, anything. So yeah, it's gonna be scary.
Yeah,
but it was a crazy game because you were Matt Morgan was obviously playing. He got 17 points in the first 6 minutes he played.
Yeah, he was going crazy.
But it felt like, oh no, this is gonna get away from us. But you just went off, mate. You just went to town.
Crazy. I mean, I don't know. I think this is when it first started. We had got a steal. And then Kitty was pushing it in transition, and I was running down on the left wing, and I got on the wing, pump fake. I think Luke flew by or something like that. It was Luke or Matt. Yeah, they flew by, and I popped that 3 right there, and just from that point on, I just felt like, oh, yeah, it's over now. I'm not missing after this.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
My favourite thing was the end of the first half. I think there was another steal or maybe just a rebound, and you went and jammed it hard.
Yeah.
And there's a video of Jordan Taylor just coming to, and then goes, nope.
Yeah, that's a business decision.
You go dunk, and I will stay out of your way.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna try me. I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was gonna try it.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You mentioned the change in role this season. You know, last year you'd often be coming off the bench and providing that spark for the Flyers. This year you've really taken this new role with both hands. You're playing a lot more minutes. You're becoming more of a scorer now for this team. How have you found that adjustment to make?
To be honest, it hasn't really been an adjustment. It's just been just basically just giving me the not basically giving me the keys, but just saying this is what we need from you, and this is what we need you to do in order for us to be successful. And last year, that wasn't my job. We had 7 players, including me, that could go get a bucket. I could have did this last year, but we didn't need that. I needed to make open shots. I needed to play defense full court, and that's what I did, and that's why we were successful. And I'm okay with accepting a role.
But not only that though, if you took last season's stats and looked at them, fine. But if you took the last 10, 12 games of last season's stats, they were like significantly different to probably some of the first games of the season. And so you coming back, it was like actually like we've seen who this Tev is, and if he's given an even bigger role, this is going to be special, and it has been really special, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think also I've noticed your confidence grow since you first joined as well. Like you had 27 in the playoffs against Manchester last year, and the back end of the run from the playoff campaign, and then coming into this season, it's almost like you just picked up where you left off last season and just really gone with it this year. Are you finding that the confidence thing's really starting to grow with yourself as well?
Yeah, for sure. Confidence was a big thing for me when I first became a pro last year at the beginning of the season. I think I struggled a bit, just overthinking the game, just not, just feeling like I didn't have to play my game, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I passed up a lot of open shots last year at the beginning of the year. I feel like I just overthinking. I just always wanted to be this perfect basketball player instead of just being loose and just playing my game how I always played since I was a young kid. And that's been aggressive and being a scorer, and that's what I do. That's what that's that ability that God gave me. You know what I'm saying? So I know that I can do that. That's why I say it really wasn't an adjustment. It was just a different role.
And you say you gave us some open shots, and then we go to that Manchester game where you got 27 and you're taking the dirtiest floater running 3-pointer that gets at the end of it. I
remember on the buzzer at the end of the first leg.
And you're just like, this guy.
Yeah, it was nuts.
If I was the other team, it's one of those ones where you just go,
one of them days.
Yeah.
Talk to us about, because obviously you mentioned the new look squad for this year. There's a lot of change in the roster. We actually had the league come in last week and did a day in the life feature with yourself. And on that feature, you mentioned that there are some crazy characters on the team this season. Talk to us about a few of them and sort of how you've enjoyed, their company this season.
Literally everybody on this team is funny, like in their own way. Like I can't even even the quiet ones are funny. Like Raph is not quiet, but he, like, if you talk to him, he'll talk to you. Like, he's not quiet, but, like, yeah, he's just not gonna, like, just go out his way to talk to you. But, like, yeah, we go for breakfast on game days and stuff like that, me and Rap. Like, he's funny. Brad is funny. Brad is a bully. Like, he bullies people off the court. Like,
he bullies me on the bus.
Like, he bullied me. Right? We ain't gonna talk about that. Yeah, he bullied me sometimes. Like, he's funny. T-John is funny. Like, Kitty's funny. Like, I just don't know. I mean, I feel like everybody is funny. Corey's a freaking comedian. Pasquale, oh my God, him and his impersonations. We already know about that. Oh my
goodness, yeah, we know about that.
Man, like, yeah, everybody is funny in their own way, and that's why I think that we get along so well. And I think that, Levi too. Levi's funny. Yeah. No, he's new. He's the newest guy. Max too, but yeah. Team full of comedians. It's crazy.
Yeah. Do you think it's helped because of the European campaign this year? You guys are doing a lot more traveling. You're doing those away trips. Are those European away days, have they brought you guys closer together as a group this year?
Oh, for sure. Just being around each other every day. Like even like I said on the Sky Sports thing, like sometimes they be like, "You want?" I'm like, "Nah, bro. I seen y'all too much. Like I want to go home. Like I'm just gonna chill. Like I see these guys too much." But yeah, Just getting a chance to bond with each other off the court, it just makes that chemistry even stronger on the court. So
yeah. Well, your performances this season did earn you a call up to the British Basketball League All-Star Game, which you were a part of, and you got some British basketball beef about this, Sam, because we feel like Tevo was robbed of All-Star Game MVP.
It's time for British Basketball Beef. Sponsored by Cow and Sow.
It's still too long, that move. I like it.
Yeah.
It's not. Do you know what? It's not big beef because the stats, they're pretty similar. But you, for me, were the MVP in that game.
Yeah, I feel like to be honest, let's be honest. I feel like I had the more exciting plays. Like for sure, like it's an All-Star game. It's exciting, but. You can't just, you can't argue with the stats. He had 31, you know what I'm saying? I ain't no hater. He had 31, and I think he had more rebounds, maybe.
Yeah, but a lot of these buckets are down the stretch when the game's done and it's a 30-point game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but also, we're looking at All-Star game. You put it through someone's legs. You put it through Quincy Rideau's legs, right? And it is like such a good shot of it on the social media.
Oh, if I've got it, I'll put it up on screen in the edit now. I'll put it up on screen right now. But just talk us through that play. Like, what was going through your head during that play? Because I've never seen anyone do that in a game,
apart from Trae Young.
Let alone doing it in a All-Star game.
Man, this is the honest... Yeah, this is the honest podcast. This is the honest episode. This man, LaQuincy, great player. But in the All-Star game, we just chilling. Everybody got games in a few days. We had games before that. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to chill. This man's just trying to play all this hard defense. I'm like, bro, chill. I'm not serious, but I know he's not serious either. But like, I'm like, bro, just chill a little bit. Like loosen up a little bit. I'm like, okay. I just saw opportunity, so I'm just dribbling. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm about to go through his legs. I'm throwing him. Yeah, this is what you get playing aggressive defense here. And go dunk it. Yeah, I was just trying to mess with him though. Yeah, it was fun though.
But this is the thing. One thing I loved about watching you at the All-Star was it felt like Teddy got the fine whatever, he got the MVP and he got a lot of shots, but he took it too seriously by the end, where you were literally just having fun the whole time, trying the dumbest off the backboard stuff, and you missed a dunk which could have been the biggest dunk I've ever seen.
If you seen like the screenshot of the miss, I had it like.
Oh yeah,
my face was like.
There's a really good photo of it. There's a really great photo of it.
It just slipped through your hands.
Yeah, it just went right through my hands. I think I threw out the backboard too hard and it just went through my hands. But oh yeah, that would have been nasty though. Yeah. I do it in warm-ups all the time. My teammates see it.
Of course you do, and we know it, but like it would have been insane. And also, it's just the silly things like you're playing with everyone, they're running out and clapping. It was fun. Yeah. I loved watching it. It just seemed like a lot of fun for you, and I just wish you got MVP, man, because it was sick.
Yeah. Well, it was a fun way to sort of mingle, chat with other players from around the league for you guys as well. I imagine you don't really get a chance to speak to them too much, right?
Yeah,
when you
really.
Up and down in the season. Who were like the sort of the one players or some of the players on the Team South that you got on with the most?
You wanna know? That South team was a really good roster. I think they were really cool. I sat by Teddy in the locker room. I sat by Sam, Teddy, and we all were like pretty close together. We all were like basically in a circle. So we were just, it was really genuine good talking there, and we were laughing and we were just having a good time. It felt like we were literally just like we've been knowing each other. Like it was actually surprised me how good we were getting along. Like I sat by Kimber McKenzie. I remember last year, me and Kimber McKenzie, we probably didn't like each other last year. Like we used to play against Leicester and stuff. We always got into it, getting double technical fouls and stuff like that. But yeah, like I sat right beside him. We were cool. Like Kimber was cool. Like it like definitely changed my like perspective of some other players that I probably thought they were probably like different than what I expected, and I think that was a good thing for me.
Yeah. It's a great opportunity, isn't it? And we were setting up, we took the podcast down there, for the All-Star game, and it's just like a festival environment. And Kimber McKenzie actually tried to get in on our podcast when we were speaking to TJ down courtside, and then as soon as we put the microphone in his face, he decided to walk off, didn't he, Sam?
Remember, we will take the podcast literally anywhere we can. Okay,
yeah. But also, I was,
what I like.
I did say that was we recorded that the week after we just blew them out by 40 points. Do you know what I mean? So that was probably why they didn't want to chat to us, I reckon. But hey ho, it is what it is.
The most lit podcast, Poland.
Huh? Oh, the Poland podcast.
Poland was lit.
See, I missed that one. I wasn't even here for it.
Poland was lit.
That was funny.
Sam was lit too, by the sounds of it.
That was one of the. Honest, was that your favorite European trip? You reckon?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Poland was my favorite by far, to be honest.
Yeah, I was going to say because and we spoke about how the European trips are sort of growing your team chemistry. Loads of fans went to that Poland game, didn't they?
It was just, as a whole, it was just a good time. Like, I mean, by the time we got there, the food was good. I mean, the hotel was nice. The game went well. We, killed them. I mean, and then all the fans were there. And then after that, we went and celebrated. So it was great. It was a great time.
Did you find the whole 5,000-person stadium with about 100 people in weird when you were playing, or not really think about it?
I mean, in America, it's so many big gyms like that. And sometimes they don't have enough fans to fill them out. And, playing in COVID, too, kind of get used to it. And then I feel like it worked out for us at the end because our fans were – you can hear our fans in there. We can hear you guys.
He was making a noise, wasn't he?
We can hear you guys over there. So.
Our friend, there
you go. There's Sam. Have a look at that. If you're watching the video version on YouTube, you can see Sam's dance moves in Poland.
I was copying the cheerleaders.
Incredible. Go on, Sam.
That is so bad.
I think those dance moves will haunt you forever, I reckon.
Nah, they make me who I am.
Can't wait to show the
world. Stop it, Dan.
Producer Dan with the magic there.
Anyway, fun times.
Yeah. We were just talking about All-Stars back then, and obviously one person who did come to watch you play in the All-Star game was your brother, Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
We spoke to him on the Flyers pod. That was his first visit down to Bristol, wasn't it?
Yeah, can't, like, I actually couldn't believe that he was actually out here when he got here. I'm like, wow, he's actually out here. Because he was supposed to come here last year. My mom came here twice last year. And he never came. So I'm like, oh, yeah, so you got to come because my mom's been here. Both of my sisters been here. Like, bro, you got to pull up. So he ended up pulling up. And, oh, yeah, he loved it, though. He loved it. It was a great time. You know, he met us in London. So he got to see the hotel. He got to see around London a bit. He came to the All-Star game, of course. Like, he got the chance to go with me through the tunnels and just see the whole experience, to be honest. And I think that was good for him. And then, you know, he traveled with us to
Lithuania.
Yes, to play Soleil.
Yeah.
And that was cool as well. So I feel like he really got a chance. It was like a week in the life of me for him. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like a day in life was for Scout Sports. Yeah. So it's cool. Like, he saw like everything. The only thing I hate that he didn't get to see was like, he never got a chance to see us play at home. And you know, the home games are like crazy and they're like loud, you know, and I think he really enjoyed that.
You still think the home games are crazy compared to all the other gyms you go to?
I think our games are crazy. This is why, because when you're on that court at Wise, when it's going crazy, you can't hear anything. Like, you can't hear nothing. And like, the horns are going crazy, the crowd is just going crazy, and they're right over you just screaming. It's hard to even hear plays. It's hard to even hear coach scream. You know how loud he is. So, man, it's crazy. I think our home court advantage is really big. It's hard playing at SGS.
Yeah. Speaking of your brother again, I think we might have said this before, but I found it baffling how he'd never left the US, right? And he came here, and the first thing he did was come here and then go to Lithuania as like an experience outside of the US, which is crazy, right?
It's crazy, bro. Yeah, and I think the other thing he liked out here is about you guys' food. You guys have a lot of vegan options. You know, he's vegan. So I was going on a lot of vegan, adventures with him, trying to find all these different vegan restaurants and stuff like that. So yeah, that was cool.
Did you get an Uwe vegan?
Oh yeah, Uwe vegan is nice.
Yeah, it's
like
good,
I'm a fan now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going I'm not vegan, but I'm going it tastes like.
Well, they got Uwe Diner as well. It's the non-vegan version, just up the road here from North Street.
Have you tried that one?
No, I haven't.
Oh no,
that one's better.
That one, yeah.
You think that one's better than Uwe vegan?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Uwe Diner's.
Because they have burger, real. Diner have burgers and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, chicken. Oh my god, they do
chicken. The cluck and fries as well. So it's you probably in the States because you
loaded fries,
loaded, but with the chicken wings and everything. And it is man. I mean, your brother would hate it, vegan, but this you should try it out. Okay?
It's very good.
Hold on. Uwe Diner is not vegan.
No. Uwe Diner, Uwe vegan is vegan. Uwe Diner is not vegan. That's
same company.
So it's just a vegan
same company.
Version.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you ever get a chance to go to Uwe Diner, it's literally up the road from here.
Because for them, I think it's easier to do a whole restaurant vegan rather than having separate areas and stuff. So it's decent.
I think it's cool.
Check it out.
I think it's cool.
Yeah. Talk to us about your brother. I mean, how much of a influence has he had on your playing career? Because obviously, you grow up playing together. He's now gone down the coaching route at high school and personal training, for individual players as well.
Yeah.
But how much have you looked up to him as a player and growing up?
Yeah, it's crazy. He's the biggest influence, I think, on my basketball career so far, for sure. It's not even close, to be honest. My mom's probably coming second, but when it comes to just impact and who's the reason why I am where I am today, it has to be him, because he pushed me out of my comfort zone. He pushed me to be better than I ever thought I could be, to be honest. Because when we first started working out, I feel like I was definitely kind of lazy. I never wanted to do anything outside of just dribbling a basketball. I never wanted to put in that extra work that people weren't doing. He used to have to try to just get this laziness out of me, force me to run hills and force me to get in the sand, do these sand workouts and run in the track. It's just crazy. I didn't know everything it took to be this good, and he showed me that, and I think that he was the biggest reason for sure.
How did he know all that? Is he just done a lot of research into it? And
because what he wanted to do, he wanted to be a trainer. You know what I'm saying? At first, he still trains people as well. But he's a head coach, of course, now. But he wanted to be a trainer, so he would do all this research. And I think, I'm not sure what his degree is. I don't want to say the wrong one, but I think it had something to do with that. And he really took it serious, and he wanted to make himself better though. That's really how he learned all that stuff, because you won't believe it, but my brother, he used to be a real fat.
Oh really?
Really fat teenager. He was really fat. We used to make jokes about him all the time. He was super fat. He just transformed.
Wow.
It was the craziest transformation I've ever seen. He used to be so fat. He just transformed into this stocky guy. He used to work all the time, just run all the time. Of course, he's not stocky now because he went down on the working out and stuff. But it's crazy how he transformed his body. And he brought that knowledge to me, and he taught me a lot of the things that I know right now.
Yeah, and now he gets the chance to watch you in the pros. I mean, it's almost like full circle. I guess you can't get any better than doing it full-time professionally. That's what every kid dreams of as a player. And now for him to be able to watch you playing, obviously last year watching on the TV and stuff, but this year actually being in person to come watch you, that must have been such a special moment for the both of you.
Oh yeah, it was very special. Yeah, this is what we work for. Since I was 5. This is what I've been working for, and it's not the end. I feel like I'm just getting started. To be honest, I feel like I got a lot more to give, and for this game, and I feel like just not touching the surface. So big things coming ahead for sure.
Does he catch all your games on YouTube and stuff?
Oh, yeah. He always criticizing me and stuff.
Telling
me how ish I played, poop I played. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes. Yeah.
Very well done there for the PG podcast, Tevin.
Yeah.
Well, Tevo, your career is just getting started, but our podcast is halfway through, so it's time for us to get to our quickfire questions segment. Tevo, did you do this last time you were on the podcast?
Yeah, but I don't think I did it. I don't think I did it good enough.
Well,
I think I did it good.
The score to beat is 11. Is that right, just done?
Mike Miller, 11.
Yeah. 11.
11 is the score to beat. Mike Miller from last season, he got 11.
Do you still speak to Mike Miller?
Chop it up with him every now and then in the DMs, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we don't really talk. If I call him, he'll definitely answer though. Yeah.
So it's one of those ones where you always see each other's stat lines on Instagram, right? And you're like, and then you share each other's stories on Instagram. Yeah,
that's my boy though.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
Right, Tevo, you got 30 seconds on the clock to answer as many questions as you can. Can we get the lights down, please, producer Dan? That's probably my favourite part of the Bristol Flyers podcast every week.
That was smooth.
I feel like I have so much power in my hands. Right, Tevo, you've got 30 seconds on the clock to answer as many questions as you can. Your time starts now. Night in or night out?
Night
Favorite
in for sure.
Favorite pre-game meal?
Some pasta.
What's your worst habit?
Sleeping.
Who is your favorite Disney character?
Iron Man.
What's your last Google search?
A skip.
Who has the best hair, Les or Keedy?
Hey, yo. Both.
What's your favourite non-playing shoe?
Dunks.
What are you wearing right now?
Okay, go back. Dunks.
You got Dunks on right now.
Panda Dunks.
The classic pandas. Oh, yeah.
Dunks.
Go-tos.
My last Google search was a place. Where did I go? What did I eat? It was a restaurant. Where did I eat? Where did I get food from? Oh yeah, Cathay Rendezvous.
Okay. I've never been there.
Cathay Rendezvous. It was late night. I was looking up places that's open right now and it said Cathay Rendezvous. I looked it up on Uber Eats.
Oh really?
Uber Eats.
Cafe Rendezvous.
Was it good though?
Yeah, it was good. I got some special chow mein. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, nice.
That's chow mein.
It's just literally a food podcast.
You know
It just
what
gives
I'm
you
saying?
food recommendations from Bristol with a touch of basketball chat in there as well.
If you go back to any of watch all three podcasts together, and we will be talking about food the most.
I'll tell you where you guys, before we get on to the next section actually, I'll tell you where you guys have been posted about on Instagram recently. LJ Hugs in town. Talk to us about it.
I'm going to tell you something. I just left there.
You just been there today, have you? Is that where you come straight from here?
Yeah, I went to LJ, went back to the crib, and I came back. But LJ, that's my boys right there. I think they the best. I think that's my favorite. That's my favorite in Bristol.
What is
LJ,
it?
I eat it the most. I eat it every week.
I think Steve Devereaux's been having conversations with LJ Hugs about Bristol Flyers partnership.
Really?
Yeah,
what do they do?
And I'm talking about the coolest people ever. Customer service out of this world. The coolest people, and they play great music over there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And they make good fresh food. Fresh. It comes it's this bowl. It's called a LJ's Taster Box. It comes with salad. It comes with chicken. It comes with chili. It comes with fries. Which I would say chips.
Chips.
Thank you.
Chips. Or what I get now, I get the sweet potato fries. It's
yeah.
sweet potato fries, and you get cheese on it. And I trust him.
Producer Dan, can we get the lights back up, please? Because Sam, I don't know if you know, but it's time for us to get to the news!
You're listening to the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Hey Flyers fans, this is the part of the show where we give a huge thank you to our podcast sponsor, WebGains. We've got Rob over there in the house, and without their support, this podcast would not be possible.
Now, WebGains is the smart affiliate marketing network who have an unbelievable track record when it comes to empowering advertisers and publishing partners to reach their potential and achieve game-changing results.
They connect businesses with top affiliates who can promote your products and services, reaching a wider audience and driving more revenue.
And here's the best bit, Flyers fans. WebGains provides you with detailed reports and analytics to track the performance of your affiliate marketing campaigns, making it easy to see the results of your hard work and investments.
But don't just take our word for it. Here's Rob from WebGains to tell you more.
Did you know that last year affiliates helped sell 12 billion worth of products for British brands? And every £1 spent on affiliate marketing by advertisers, also known in our channel as retailers, returned an average of £12.40.
That is actually crazy. When you spend £1,
You get £12 back.
£12.40 back. It's so good.
It's amazing.
It's a good deal, isn't it?
And not only are WebGains sponsors of the Bristol Flyers podcast, but their company logo is also once again on the front of our home and away playing shorts, inspiring the team to make smarter connections, just like they do for thousands of brands on their international affiliate network.
So if you're ready to skyrocket your online presence and drive more sales, visit webgains.com and see how they can assist you in the world of affiliate marketing.
That's webgains.com, webgains.com. Give your business the assist it needs with WebGains Affiliate Network.
This is the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Right, here's a look at what's been going on around the British Basketball League in the last week or so. Well, I say last week or so. We didn't have an episode last week, so the last 2 weeks. We've got 2 weeks of news to catch up on. And that is because the Flyers, they had 4 games in the last 8 days. They went 2-2 over the week, the last 2 weeks, booked themselves a ticket to the British Basketball League playoffs. Amazing. Dan, have you watched many of the Flyers basketball games over the Easter period?
I managed to catch some of the Lions yesterday. Was that yesterday?
Yeah, it was. We're recording this episode on a Monday for the podcast listener, so we played London yesterday.
Correct, yeah. So I got some of that yesterday. Great game. Really good game. Just shame about the end.
Yeah, that was tough. Yesterday was tough, wasn't it, Tevin? I mean, I didn't think we were playing, weren't playing our best basketball, but we were right there, like a 4-point game at the end of the third.
You know, whenever we play tough-nosed, hard-nosed defense, I think that we will always be in a game with whoever we play. I think that we are on top of when we are on top of our game like that we can play with anybody. And that's what we showed yesterday, even with T-John and Trey-John out. But I just think that we didn't shoot the ball well enough, and then we didn't execute as well enough as we could on offense. I think that our defense was good, but then, you know, when you just go so long without playing efficient basketball, it just kind of takes the energy out of the ball. I think that's what happened last night. Yesterday.
I remember also this is London Lions. Yeah. They've lost 3 league games all season. You know, they're leading the standings. They're up there for a reason. So to run them right way down to the 4th like that, and then for them to make that run at the end was huge. And considering that they were up by, we had a 13-0 run in the second quarter in that game. Yeah. They led by like 16 after around the first period break, and we rallied back and made it like a 1-possession game at the half.
And they were stacked. They brought their team, didn't they? They don't always do that, but because they've won the league already, technically.
Yeah, they're already out of Euro Cup now, so that literally all they've got to focus on is the playoffs, really. Well, let's run it right way back to the start of the Easter period, which started with a home defeat to Plymouth City Patriots. Won't talk about it too much, but the Flyers then bounced back with a pair of massive away wins. Cheshire Phoenix on the road, 89-75 on Easter Sunday. And that was a massive bounce-back win, wasn't it? Because I imagine you guys were disappointed from that Plymouth performance, but then to go out there, what was it, less than 24 hours later and pick up a win against Cheshire, who are second right now?
Yeah, you got to have short-term memories when stuff like that happens, you know. I mean, you know, we feel like we were the better team, but you know, Plymouth outplayed us that night, and we couldn't do nothing about that. And it was actually good that we had a quick turnaround just so we can just forget about that, just brush it out our shoulders. So we was like, at this point, we really have nothing to lose. We just got to go out here and just keep playing as hard as we can, staying together, and that's what we did. And we came out and played one of the best games I think we have all season.
Well, I want to talk about Cheshire, but one thing we can't forget is Keady's half court, from the free throw line.
Yeah,
3 point. That was starting a massive run back, which is close.
At the end of the third, Keady just gets the ball inbounds and just launches it from inside his own half.
Yeah.
I know you guys practice it from the halfway line, but do you guys practice it from your own free throw lines?
Sometimes, yeah. We just shoot them. After practice, we just, Brad, he would probably start it off, and then we just try to start matching them because, Brad's really good at shooting stuff like that. So.
Yeah. He did it without a dribble as well.
To be honest, I have never seen Kitty make one of those, so that surprised me.
So clean as well, wasn't it?
It went straight in. Like, I think he was surprised too.
Well, it sparked that massive comeback run during that game. He did a great game against Plymouth, and then he followed it up with 24 points against Cheshire. He was named in Team of the Week last week. I
was watching that, and I was watching I was with my family though, and he got 2 and 1s off of Skylar White, and I think the second time I saw it, I was like a replay from the first one, but no, they were pretty much exactly the same, weren't they?
Yeah.
He tore it up, but you all did. That must have felt good that game.
Yeah, it felt good. And Kitty, that's big because, before he hurt his wrist, he was playing at, at high level, like really high level, probably averaging like 15, 14 points a game. So that was big for us. And then he got the wrist injury, and then he had to sit out some minutes. So, when he come back, it's going to probably take some time for him to get back into it. But not really, I don't think, because that first game back, he had like 18 against Leicester. And that was a big win, and that was away. And then, he just followed it up with like 3 big games in a row. So I think that, it's just always about how you finish. We've been having these ups and downs, so it's all about how you finish. We finished these last 3 games or whatever, and we can go on a big run because everybody, I feel like, is starting to get back into that mode that we were in at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, he's been great all season long. We really noticed it when he went out injured, and then to have him back and be playing, back to his best basketball of the season right before we go into playoffs is massive, isn't it? He could be huge come playoff time.
For sure, especially on the defensive end. Like, I don't see why they don't talk about that more. Like, he's the best defender in the league, like, especially on ball. There is nobody else that can go out. Who has blown by a Kitty? Nobody. And if they are, they're running him over and he's getting a charge. So I think he's especially the most underrated defender in the league. Like, probably reminds me like Drew Holiday of the British Basketball League. Like, the way he just stays in front of the ball and like the way people just run him over is actually crazy. Like,
David Mwaba yesterday is probably one of the quickest players I've ever seen, and that charge he took, I was watching and I was in my
it's not gonna happen.
In my mind, I was just like, here we go again, and it was a charge. I was like, Keedy is the best at taking that charge.
I think I was looking at the stats, and Keedy has taken the most charges in the British Basketball League. I know it's not a stat that you
should
keep.
Be a stat. It
should be a stat on a box score, but it's not. But they have been keeping tally of it, and Keedy has taken the most charges in the league by far this season.
Wow. See, I didn't even know that.
So he's right up there. Yeah.
And the Cheshire game was amazing, but the stat line actually, not the stat line, but the score line didn't look like it was like 14 points or something at the end, or 12 points. But they hit a run at the end. You guys absolutely dominated them for that, basically the whole game until the end.
We controlled most of the game. Yeah, at the end we kind of got a little sloppy. They started. It's hard playing up like that when you're up 30. Like, it's hard just to. You want that game to be over then, like, for real. But but that's how good teams get better. You have to stay locked in, and we kind of took our foot off the gas a little bit. But yeah, we controlled most of that game. So
yeah, at that point it was done. It didn't matter, did it? So and then we moved into the Leicester game.
Well, just to run through Cheshire real quickly. All 5 starters in double figures. Tevin over here, 15 points. Keedy had 24. Brad Green surprised. Double-double for him, 10 points, 11 rebounds. You ever played with a player on a team that has had more double-doubles than not had games with double-doubles?
I don't think so, because sometimes I don't even know, like, I just look at the stat sheet and they say 15 and 15. I'm like, when did he get? I'm like, when did this happen? But I'm like, bro, this man's crazy. Like, he can, like, he'll probably think he'll have a bad game, like, because he missed like 2 layups or something. But then you look at the stat sheet, it's just crazy every time. Like, you just so surprised. You're like, bro, this man had a bad game. He had 12 and 12. I'll take that bad game.
We were watching. We have this because we're all together. Me, Jack, and Joel. When the games are happening, quite often we'll hear all the stats are being told to us. And the other day, I think he got his double-double like late on in the third, and me and Jack just looked at each other and went, that's quite late for Brad.
Yeah. Real, she just got that half time.
Yeah, I know.
Like, he get a double-double in one play. Like, just getting a rebound, missing it, pinning back. Like, you got 5 rebounds already, bro.
Yeah, no, it's no surprise to see he leads the league in rebounds this season, is it?
Nah.
Then, obviously, on Thursday, Coach Capoulas marked his 300th British Basketball League game as Flyers head coach. And what a way to do it, Sam. A huge win on the road in front of the Sky Sports cameras.
I literally cannot even tell you how excited I was watching that game. Like, there were so many things that happened in that game that I was so happy with. Because actually, in the Cheshire game, we shot real bad still from behind the arc. I mean, whereas in that Leicester game, there was those. My favourite 3 you did was the buzzer beater against Kimball. That was so nice. But they're not even. It was the other one. I don't know who was dealing you up, but the step back sort of like Azania was doing the commentary, and she goes, "I need to be quiet for a second just to see how good that free." And it was not. You know the one, yeah. I know.
TJ made some tough threes in that game too.
He did.
They hit the roof as well. He shoots so high, doesn't it?
I don't know how.
But that was one of the ones that I loved was the 5-point turnaround. The 5-point it wasn't that point, but I mean when Keedy got the steal, he made a steal and Keedy got the steal, which was nice, wasn't it? That was huge.
That was lit, yeah.
Did you guys know coming into that game that was Coach Kapoulis' 300th game in the British Basketball League?
Oh yeah, we knew, but we weren't looking at it as fuel, basically, but we just saw it posted by the British Basketball League. But yeah, I mean, we know we need every game now, so we don't really need any motivation. If you need motivation now, you really shouldn't be out here playing with us for real. Yeah. So like we need every game, every possession is important at this point. So yeah.
What happened in that game? Why did you destroy so much?
I mean, we going for blood every game now. We got to, we have no choice. I mean, if other teams are watching this, I mean, we have to come out and try to dismantle you because we literally owe so many people. It's just been an up and down season. Like we have to come out and be at people's necks, and that's what we're gonna do.
Tevin Olison talking trash to the rest of the league here on the Bristol Flyers podcast.
We need some WWE type vibes in this league.
Well, it was WrestleMania last night. Yeah, it was WrestleMania.
When we mentioned WrestleMania, you were like at the beginning. You obviously were silent, but you were like, "Did you like WrestleMania or not?"
I'm a big wrestling. I don't watch wrestling anymore, but I always try to catch WrestleMania. Yeah. Bro, I'm a big WrestleMania fan. I did not know WrestleMania was happening last night.
Oh my God! Have you seen the results from it?
The national championship was last night too, as well. So it's crazy.
Have you seen the results from WrestleMania last night?
No, what were the fights?
Let producer Dan talk you through it.
Well. Stay tuned, folks, for the next half an hour as I take you through the entire card. No, Tevin, you got to watch it. The Rock was involved this weekend.
Again?
Yes, sir.
Again? What do you mean again?
Retire, bro.
Well, you'd be pleased to know the Undertaker made a cameo as well.
Yeah.
Undertaker came back?
Yeah. John Cena, but you couldn't see him.
Yeah. Apparently John Cena. All I saw was a floating cap. But yeah.
John Cena's my favorite wrestler, bro.
Oh, really?
John Cena's my favorite wrestler.
I used to tell my surname's Hardy, and I used to tell everyone growing up that my uncles were the Hardy brothers. They were my favorite.
You look just like Matt Hardy, bro.
Yeah,
I'll take it. Just like Matt, bro.
Sam's the third Hardy brother.
You do that on purpose.
I love that. Could be twins, mate. Literally.
Anyway, this is a basketball podcast.
Sorry.
But do you guys think the fact that they're bringing all of these legendary fighters back, do you think they're just
back in the wrestling now, are we?
What are they trying to do? Are they trying to
They're trying to pass the baton, I reckon.
Yeah. I mean, The Rock owns the WWE now, so
yeah, and
that's
Triple H is on the creative team.
Okay,
as well.
yeah, I knew about Triple H. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think
DX.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Best group.
We got some wrestling fans. What would your wrestling name be if you're a wrestler, Tevo?
You want to know what I was about to say?
Yeah, go on.
I was about to say something related to Tevin Takeover. Just to be funny, but I don't know. It'd probably just be, I don't know, Jumbo Tevo.
No, it'd be the Tevastator.
The Tevastator.
The Tevin Nader.
Under Teva.
The Ankle Taker. Yeah. I like that one. The Ankle Taker. That's it.
My finisher move.
Yeah, the Ankle Taker.
Hang you by your ankles.
Yeah. The Killer Crossover, the Ankle Taker. That'd be dope. That's amazing.
Silly. We're all silly, aren't we?
We're a bunch of silly weirdos here on the Flyers podcast, aren't we? Anyway, going back to Coach K's 300th game, there was a great interview actually with Coach K going into that game where he sort of, he explains that, he cares so much about Flyers basketball, like it's his life work. He's been doing it for 10 years in the British Basketball League, so 300 games. But that doesn't even count for all the other games, the previous 10 years.
Div 1.
Back through Div 3, Div 2 and Div 1. Like, if you add all of those up together, you're looking at, probably just under 1,000, I reckon. If you add them all up, you're probably looking at least double, I reckon, off the
way more
games.
300. That's why like that's why we talking like it's really not that big of a thing because like he's been coaching like the math ain't mathing right now. Like,
yeah, but he was saying in that interview like every year at the start of the year, you know, all the new players that come in that first meeting, he really explains to you how much he cares about this program and how it's not just the men's first team. There's obviously the women's team, the junior program, the whole club. How much do you feel that passion come through from Coach Capoulas, especially in that first meeting at the start of the season?
He don't take no days off, man. He's the hardest working coach like that I've seen in a minute because he's just you can just tell like how much like time he spends on like scout like in the community and stuff like that, like because like it's just every little detail is so important to him and you can tell that he actually cares. Like even off the court, like he's gonna ask you if you're good. Like even if you need anything, you can hit him up and he's gonna text you right back. Like he's like a really great person. And that's another reason why I came back. He's a really great person and he takes his job very seriously. So yeah, I'm forever grateful for that, for sure.
Amazing. So congratulations to Coach Capoulas, 300 games. Obviously, the many more as well in the lower leagues of basketball. I'd love to know how many games total he's actually had. Maybe I could speak to him and get some maths done. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. All the games through like Div 1, Div 2, Div 3 from back to 2005. Be a big dig to try and find them. But
Statman Jack, get Statman Jack on it for sure.
We will have to do that. And here's something cool because after the London game at the weekend, the Flyers Supporters Club presented Coach K with a cake to mark the occasion. Get that up on screen, producer Dan. Here's Sam and Amy from the Bristol Flyers Supporters Club. Sam's got a sign in his hand saying, "Congrats, Coach K, 300 games." And Amy has a lovely orange basketball cake. Looks massive, by the way.
Did you get any?
I didn't touch none of that cake.
No, I was going to say, I didn't eat any either.
Where was that?
Did you not even see it?
No, where was this cake?
I reckon Leslie Smith's taking all of it.
Yeah, probably Raph.
Probably
Raph. Raph be always, like, whatever's left in the locker room is gone because Raph gonna take it home, bro.
Is he the Hoover?
Man, he gonna go crazy, bro. He be killing that food, bro.
I see the food always comes in the locker room after the game. Well, as soon as you finish. So for the listener, like after a game, you get the food coming in. Is it from JJ? He brings the food in.
Yeah.
It's usually like one box a meal each, right? And then some guys don't eat it. Some guys do eat. Some guys take multiple meals. Raf's scooping them all up, is he?
Yeah, he's gonna take the whole box and take it home.
Well, shout out to Sam and Amy from the Flyers Supporters Club for giving Coach Capoulas his gift at the end of the game. He really appreciated it. I'd love to say it tasted great, but I wasn't able to grab a slice myself.
It was great.
It was great. Other news to get to. 3 games to go in the British Basketball League regular season before playoff time. Flyers have got Newcastle Eagles this Thursday. They come back home on Saturday to face the Manchester Giants. Let's talk about the playoff picture really quickly. Flyers right now 7th in the league. Surrey are in 8th. They're in a battle for an 7th and 8th place finish right now. Flyers don't have the head-to-head over Surrey. So Surrey, if they tie with the number of wins of Flyers or they match the Flyers' record at the end of the season, they will leapfrog the Flyers. Surrey need one more win than Flyers do in their last 3 games to finish above the Flyers. The last 3 for Flyers are Newcastle away, Manchester at home, and Caledonia at home. Surrey's last 3 are Newcastle Eagles at home, London Lions away, and Leicester Riders at home. A 7th place finish will see us face Cheshire or Caledonia most likely. Cheshire played a great game against Caledonia at the weekend. They only just squeaked for head-to-head, even though they lost in overtime. Did you watch that, Sam?
No, I didn't watch it, but you were telling me about it earlier and talking about how they fought till... Did you see this? They fought to the end. EJ hit a 3, didn't he?
EJ Stevens, yeah, it's crazy.
To make them lose by 6.
Yeah.
So it meant it tied it on the head-to-head.
Yeah, it was. You couldn't write it.
So do you know that? If you were playing that, you know what it is, and you're like, right.
Yeah, you talk about it before the game and probably at halftime. Just
Well, you can see Ben Thomas in the timeout. Just go, we need to hit a 3 now, even though they're going to lose the game by 9. Do you know what I mean?
We need to hit a 3 now.
He's basically, you can lip read and say they need to hit a 3. So EJ Stevens hits the 3 on the buzzer, which means the record. If the records are tied, it will go down to the head-to-head is also tied because of the 2 games each and the points difference, which is the next decider. So now it goes to the total points difference in the season, which Cheshire lead like 140-something to 90-something or something.
So they're killing.
So as long as they're not winning games by like 20, 30, 40 points, Cheshire, if there is a two-way tie, I mean, Caledonia could easily finish above Cheshire if Cheshire drops some more games. So
we could go and play Caledonia at home and then have them in the playoffs straight after as well.
We could do. That could be a very real situation. Yeah, we could have Caledonia last day of the regular season and then have them 3 more times potentially in the playoffs if it goes to 3 games. Playoff tickets also are coming soon. So keep an eye on the website. We had a meeting this morning to talk about playoff ticketing and pricing and all that jazz. We're thinking they might go on sale next week. Obviously, we don't know the dates of the games, but there are 2 potential dates they could be at SGS for the home game. Just watch the space on bristolflyers.co.uk. Don't worry, if you're a season ticket holder, you will get an opportunity to buy your tickets. They'll either be reserved or they'll be a priority period if you're a member as well, so don't worry about all that jazz. Last year they sold like hot cakes, didn't they?
Oh my gosh, back at it. You're mentioning jazz and hot cakes now, Joel.
Yeah, I know.
You're getting ready for the summer, aren't you?
Almost. A few weeks to go. A final bit of news from me, Sam. I don't know if you saw this on social media, but here's something that caught my eye for a little bit of fun. And that is, everyone knows Mike Tuck of the Sheffield Sharks. He has just announced that he'll be taking part in a new dating show on E4 called The Love Triangle. There he is, looking dapper in his suit. I had to check this wasn't an April Fool's joke when he put it out on social media.
It was close, wasn't it? It was on the 2nd, though.
It was like the 2nd of April. It's a brand new dating show coming to E4 later this month. Obviously, Mike is part of our sort of talent pool now. He comes down to the British Basketball League studios and does commentaries with us this season. Excited to see him on there. Watch this space. It should be interesting. I didn't know Mike was single, by the way. I thought he was... locked up.
You keep bringing this up, Joe. I think you're jealous, mate.
Huh?
I think you're jealous.
Ready to mingle, too.
Ready to mingle.
Ready to mingle.
Single and ready to mingle. So watch this space. E4 later this month. Check it out. Right, and that is it for this week's news.
You're listening to the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Right, time for us to wrap up this week's episode of the Bristol Flyers Podcast with our mailbag segment. And Tevo, we asked fans to send in their questions to you. I'm going to run through some of the best ones now. First one, Matt Hardy. He's cousins with you as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Not that Matt Hardy, but yeah.
The other one.
Everyone knows Matt Hardy. He wants to know, after your big win over Teddy Allen and the Leicester Riders last week, what do you think of the nickname Tevy Buckets?
Matt, let me tell you something, bro. Matt, I saw that, bro. To be honest, I didn't like it. This is why, because Teddy Allen's a great player. Yeah, don't get me wrong, he's a bucket for sure. Like, that's his name, though. You feel me? Like, and I've had people call me Tevin in the past. I don't really like it. I feel like you gotta be a special person to call me Tevin. But yeah, Tevy Buckets is like I'm just stealing, like it's basically like stealing it from Teddy. Like not
quite ring to it.
Yeah, nah, I don't like that. I like the creative mind though. I like the creative mind for sure.
He also asks, are there any British music artists that you've grown to like since being in the British Basketball League?
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna just name one because I was listening to him today. He had a verse today on J. Cole's album. And I was like, yeah. I'm like, he actually tough. His name's Central C. I know y'all know.
Oh yeah, Central C. Yeah,
Central C. I mess with Central C. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of the other artists, to be honest. Like Dave, like I heard a couple songs. Like they're good, but to be honest, I just think Central C is the best, and that's probably because he makes music with Americans a lot, maybe. But yeah, I think I like his flow and stuff like that. Yeah.
Matt.Williams on Instagram. Who was your inspiration growing up? Was great to watch the game yesterday and meet you all.
My inspiration growing up was Kobe by far. I mean, just watching the way he approached the game, the way he took over games, and the way he controlled the pace of games. Like, I just never seen nothing like it, and I don't think we ever will for a long time. And I think he just, I don't know, he take the game so seriously every day, and I just wanted to always be like him. It was like watching him was like watching no other. So yeah.
Oh, man, what a guy.
Yeah, R.I.P. man, R.I.P. Bean.
I remember that same day because we were in a cup final against Worcester. Do you remember? And we were on the bus on the way home, and then the news broke on the bus on the way back, and we lost the final to Worcester Wolves. It was our first ever major final in the British Basketball League, and then the news broke. So we're already pretty upset on the bus as it is, and then all of a sudden everyone's phones are going off, and it's just like the worst bus ride home ever.
Worse.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And it's crazy because at first you didn't even know about Gigi.
Yeah,
it was just
exactly.
Kobe at first. Then the Gigi news hit. It was like,
yeah,
that was the worst. So, RP.
Last question here. This one is from Hollywood.reg. I don't know if you know them. It says, "This is Prince from Tennessee." You know that? Do you know who that is?
That's my brother. One of, like my brother. Though.
Okay.
It's not my blood brother. Yeah,
it says, "Can you give advice to any players who are taking the JUCO route?"
I just want to say, first things first, be locked in that classroom for sure. Make sure you stay on top of your books because that's, for most people, especially if you're really talented, that's might be the reason why they're there in the first place. To be honest, because of the grades. So, yeah, you gotta get down in the books first, and then you have to be very disciplined in with workouts and the way you just watch over your body because JUCO, they don't really have a lot of facilities and resources for you, so you got to be on top of everything by yourself. I would compare JUCO to basically just another year of AAU, to be honest. Like, it's just, just playing in front of a lot of scouts, playing, like, just trying to find your game at the college level, and I think that you really have to be disciplined at JUCO. So.
Yeah, we had, what podcast was it last year? We were talking about it, and we were talking about Last Chance U as well.
Yeah.
You watched the Last Chance U? It's not all like Last Chance U. That's the very exaggerated version of what it's like.
To be honest, it probably is, to be honest, because if any people that went to JUCO or anything like that, they can say that they can relate to that Last Chance U those seasons because it's not easy at all. It's hard, and it definitely is your last chance because it's 2 years, and if you don't get a 4-year out of this, then you're done. You don't have anything else to do. So that's why I say you have to take it so serious. You have to separate yourself from the others. You have to have good grades. You have to have a good work ethic. So yeah, you have to be locked in for sure.
And here's living proof that you can make it out of JUCO and make it straight into the pros. Our very own Tevin Olison. Tevo, thank you so much for joining us on the Bristol Flyers podcast. Finally, with 2 weeks to go in the regular season.
Thanks for having me, bro. To be honest, man, I love this podcast, and I've never had any problem. That drive.
He just doesn't like driving from Filton down to SGS.
Bro,
I said I'll give you a lift.
No, it's Ashton Gate.
Yeah, I'll give you a lift.
You said SGS.
Ashton Gate. I mean, it's what, like 20 minutes in the car?
My knees, it feels like an hour.
Bristol traffic.
I saw Brad Green does the jog down here. He was doing a jog down here the other week.
Was he?
Yeah, he went from his house all the way down to the suspension bridge and around Ashton Gate.
Yeah, I gave him props earlier, but he's really crazy.
He's crazy. We were talking to Rob Panostra about him, weren't we? And he was saying he cannot believe how. Was it Rob at the?
I think so. How in shape he is.
How in shape he is, and how he gets up and down more than it's crazy how he does. So anyway, done all that. Thanks for coming on, Tevo.
Tevo, thanks so much for joining us. I was gonna say probably look forward to having you on again this season, but we've only got like 3 weeks left of the pod. Yeah. But maybe you'll come on for our end of season finale.
End of season finale.
I know what's to come.
Tuned.
Stay tuned. But until then, if you are enjoying the podcast, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Rate and review. Send with a friend. All those podcasty things that podcast people tell you to do. Please go and do them. It really helps us grow. And if you want to get in touch with the podcast, you can leave us an email. hello@bristolflyers.co.uk if you want to send us your thoughts after a game in more than 240 characters, or you can tweet us, all those social media platforms, and get in touch with the podcast with your questions. And that's going to do it, Sam, for this week's episode of the Bristol Flyers podcast. I know. Anything else to add before we wrap up this week's show, Sam?
No, but Tevo really wanted to always say, and that's it for the Bristol Flyers podcast. So I think you should end the show for us, Tev.
You want to do our sign off?
That's it for the Bristol Flyers podcast.